your last warning. I'll count to 3. 1, 2...
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Right, that's it.
It's been a fun day. John, thankfully, is a really amenable character. Basil Fawlty is kind of the antithesis of how he's been with us today.
Who thought we'd see such a thing, you know? Who thought we'd see it in the flesh?
Dealing with Basil, I don't think I'd envy anyone in that position. Dealing with John's been a pleasure, so it's gone well, I think.
So,
My favourite word in the English language.
back in.
A lot of people had sent me Fawlty Towers scripts or Basil scripts, and they were always absolutely awful. But these people had an idea, and I have to say, I met them, they were all very nice, and within 20 minutes we'd written the script, because it was kind of obvious, and I looked at that and I thought, no, I think that will work, and I think it's genuinely funny.
We never thought we'd ever get the chance to do it, but luckily he said yes, and here we are today shooting it. We can't believe it, really.
Fawlty Towers is everyone's favourite sitcom. It's over 40 years old now, 40-year anniversary in 2015, and yet it's still right up there as the UK's #1, famous around the world as well. And Basil Fawlty is just the greatest comic creation there's ever been. So we thought, well, let's aim for the top.
I'm not as tense as I used to be, but I think in a short thing like this, where the takes are so short, there wouldn't be time for the audience to notice that it's easy because the director knows what he's doing. These are very unusual to find a director who knows what he's doing, but this one does. So as far as I'm concerned, he's totally responsible for it.
Someone once said comedy is someone else's tragedy, and I think that certainly applies to Basil. Basil's always in some sort of dilemma, and as ever-escalating conflicts get in his way, and I think there's something that people relish in seeing someone else other than them in a situation where they're in trouble.
A lot of people spot there's elements of Basil's behaviour that's exactly like they behave. And then there are other people who I think don't want to admit that. So they kind of look at Basil and say, look at that fellow over there. But actually, there's a bit of Basil in most people if they're sufficiently stressed.
Basil Fawlty has to be one of the greatest comic creations of all time. And for Should Have Gone to Specsavers, he's perfect. Because he had so many sort of should have moments. They weren't all visual, obviously, and visual eyesight gags, but he is absolutely ripe for a failure to see.
Oh, look!
Cut. Reset, please.